Hey, what's up everyone? Sam here. So if you're unfamiliar with the term catfish, I'll give you a quick briefing. A catfish is someone who lures someone else into a relationship, but they aren't who they claim to be. It mostly happens online, where a catfish is using someone else's pictures, and their motives can range from financial gain to just playing with people's emotions. So in this list, I'll be showing you 5 of the craziest catfish stories ever told. Number 5. Brian Heil. 29-year-old Brian Heil was a victim of a catfish. He met a gorgeous woman online and she was everything he ever wanted. He was so in love with his online girlfriend he did anything to keep her happy. This included sending large amounts of money. Obviously the two never met, and when Brian finally realized that he's been catfished and scammed, he set out for revenge. The real person behind the catfish was a scammer from South Africa. Brian, who's from America, really couldn't do anything, but he was so upset and wanted revenge that he hatched a plan. He didn't go out to get revenge on the catfish, but rather on the innocent woman whose pictures were being used. He managed to track down the woman's name and address and planned to kidnap her. Luckily, Brian's parents realized that something wasn't quite right and contacted the police. The police found Brian just a mile away from the woman's home. In the trunk of his car, they found duct tape and zip ties. Number 4. Natalia Burgess. Natalia Burgess was a serial catfisher from Auckland, New Zealand. She created numerous fake profiles on online dating sites. She lured guys in and created stories that made the guys fall in love with her. After weeks of creating the perfect girl for these guys, she had them exactly where she wanted them. She agreed to meet her online lovers, but just before the date, she would kill off her character. She would even go as far as to set up a fake memorial page. The grief-filled messages that she would receive gave her a kick, and that's why she did it. It's a pretty sadistic thing to do, but eventually her crazy game came to an end. She was found out and even sentenced to 2 years and 2 months in prison for her deception. Number 3. Sebastian Pritchard Jones. Sebastian Pritchard Jones was a tall, dark and handsome school teacher. He was a serial dater too, having had many online relationships with many women. However, all his girlfriends eventually got fed up. The reason being, he always cancelled his dates at the last minute. If his girlfriend got upset or angry, he would send her this picture of a perfume bottle. The note basically says if he didn't want to meet her, why would he have purchased perfume for her? As you've probably figured out, Sebastian isn't real. He's a catfish and was found out when one eagle-eyed woman spotted something off about the picture. In the reflection of the perfume bottle, it clearly shows a larger woman taking the photo. This woman was the real Sebastian, and no one knows her motive. When confronted, she refused to answer any questions. Number 2. Chris Olsen. Italian businessman Chris Olsen swept Sarah off her feet. The two met online and Chris was the perfect man for her. However, there was an issue. Chris was working out in Africa and couldn't meet Sarah without some financial aid. Sarah, being blinded by love, sent Chris more than $1 million over the course of 18 months. Despite Chris clearly being a scammer and not this Italian businessman, Sarah refused to believe that she's been catfished. She shared her story on the Dr. Phil show and said that she's 95% sure it isn't a scam. She's also very confident that the two will marry someday. Number 1. Laurie Drew. By far one of the most shocking catfish stories comes from a woman named Laurie Drew. When Laurie's daughter had a fight with her best friend Megan, Laurie set out to get revenge. Despite being a grown adult with a teenage kid, she decided to catfish her daughter's friend. She created a fake MySpace profile of a boy named Josh Evans. He was a handsome young guy and the perfect tool for her sick plan. Josh and Megan began chatting and quickly grew very close. After a long time of painting the perfect picture, Laurie decided it was time to go in for the kill. She wrote a load of very nasty messages to Megan from Josh's profile. The messages were extremely hurtful. In fact, it hurt Megan so much that she sadly decided to take her own life. Yes, a grown adult catfished a teenage girl because she had a petty little argument with her daughter that led to the girl's suicide. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. On a side note, if you'd like to keep up to date with all my latest videos, then make sure to hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and leave a comment below of what kind of list videos you'd like to see next. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All my links should be on screen and in the description below. But once again guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, feed your mind.